All right. Hello, everybody. If you could hear me, welcome to the webinar. I'm going to give everybody a few minutes to kind of trickle in. So we'll wait maybe about 4 after the hour, give everybody time to get in here. Just to do a sound check and to kind of see where everybody's at. If you guys can utilize the chat and tell us where you're logging in from, that'd be awesome, just to make sure we can hear you, or you can hear me for that matter, and kind of know where everybody's at. So I could see people coming in. All right, awesome. I see some names I recognize, which is really cool. Thank you for being here today. All right. Hope everybody's having a good Thursday. We'll give everybody another minute or so, and then we'll go ahead and get started. California, that's where I'm from. So Cerritos, I know where that's at. All right. It's super cool. Good to see everybody from all over. All right. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. I'm gonna stop sharing really quickly so you guys can see me nice and clear. So welcome to our What's New with Finale webinar. So today we're gonna go over some new features that we have added to our software. Gonna be a presentation in the beginning, kind of go over what we're gonna be discussing today, and then we'll go into a demonstration at the end with a Q&A. So well, without further ado, I see everybody is here and can hear me. So we'll go ahead and get started. And also, please feel free to add your questions in the chat. I do take a look at them. And if I can't answer them right then and there, I will definitely answer them at the end. But you can go ahead and start putting them in there as soon as you think of a question. That way, everything gets answered. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and let's go ahead and get started with the presentation. All right, so here we are. We'll go ahead and get going. So my name is Angela. I do recognize a lot of you in the chat. So for those of you that don't know me, I am a customer relationship manager here at Finale. I have been a member here, or a team member here, since 2021. So really excited and happy to be here for that long. And in that time, I've successfully trained and onboarded hundreds of customers. So the agenda for today, so we're going to go over some of our new features, and we're going to showcase and demonstrate our new transfer orders features, which is our big highlight of this presentation. And then at the end, we'll have a little interaction session, and we'll have some Q&As on what we've discussed today. All right, so the features that we're going to be discussing today is obviously transfer orders. That is our big one that we're going to be demonstrating, but we're also going to talk about consolidated transactions, class tracking, and supplier feeds. So transfer orders. So obviously transfer orders facilitate the seamless movement of inventory from one location to another within your business. So some of the customer driven, feature upgrades that we've heard from you guys and why we are implementing this new feature is, well, for one, overselling. So without the ability of actually reserving the inventory, customers provided feedback saying that, hey, items were getting sold when their transfer was just getting ready, when it hadn't been gone out yet. So overselling, overpromising, and then another improvement was, keeping our screens uniform, making it easy for a new Finale user to understand that screen and train on there, and then supporting of partial shipment. So A major request was to support a workflow that was a little bit more flexible. Customers oftentimes don't ship or receive everything at one time, so being able to accommodate that. And now kind of the things that we did to achieve those goals. So transfers now hold a reservation. So as you're preparing for that transfer, we segregate that stock. So it can't be sold, it can't be promised to any customer to avoid that overselling. Adaptability to a variety of workflows. So now we do have the capability to ship and receive partial shipments from the transfer. And then simplifying the user interface. So that screen, it's going to look a lot like your other screens that you're already used to seeing, your sales order screen, your purchase order screen, really intuitive and easy to use. Now, some future functionality for these transfer orders that we have is soon we're going to be able to sync those transfers to the Amazon Seller Central. The key feature to that will be that once Amazon receives those quantities, Finale will automatically receive that in on the Finale side. And then as far as picking transfer shipments, we'll be able to do that via the barcode scanner. So transfers will be, accurate. You'll be able to pull them efficiently with that barcode scanner as well. So those are some things to look forward to in the future in addition for this feature. Now, to jump into a couple of the other features that we do have. So one of them is our class tracking with QuickBooks. So just to kind of get a gist of what that is, Finale supports QuickBooks Online's class tracking feature. So it allows you to configure classes and variance classes. So this feature benefits you in a QuickBooks account, allowing the user the ability to track, by segment or quote unquote class. You can also class by your sales source, the product category, or even one of your custom order fields or product fields that you have in your Finale account. So as an example, a lot of us are probably not accountants and might not understand what that means. So for example, if you have a department store and you sell, apparel, shoes, jewelry, electronics, basically classes divide those into different segments so you can see your margins and your profits for each of those different items. So it's a nice way to see what's selling, what's not selling, what's working, and what's not working in your business. So kind of the benefits of that. So you can map transactions to QuickBooks classes, obviously, easily identify profitable classes. So informed decision-making, generate detailed QuickBooks reports, set budgets, and then you're able to quickly analyze variances with tags, reason codes, things like that. So really neat feature to be added on. Now, the second or the third thing would be consolidated transactions with QuickBooks. So consolidated transactions are an easy way to minimize the amount of transactions that feed into QuickBooks. So you are given a choice of consolidating by day, week, month. So this is really key for like an e-commerce brand. If you have thousands, and in my example here, I put 10,000 orders a day, instead of having a transaction go into QuickBooks 10,000 times for each of those orders, you have one consolidated transaction with all those orders in there. So in my example here, you could see this is that one going to that journal entry, and then you have all of the transactions within that one journal entry. So great feature. Some of the benefits of that, it reduces that data overload into QuickBooks, keeps it running efficiently. You eliminate the need to sift through individual transactions. You're easily able to open them and do any kind of modifications on those as well. All right, so we're going to go ahead and go to our last feature we're talking about today, which is our supplier feeds. So with supplier feeds, it's easy to get the most out of your listings by automatically including your supplier quantities. So we have streamlined the process by having the feed come into your Finale account without a manual import. So when your supplier updates their quantities, you get that automatically feeded into your Finale account. So this helps incorporate those levels into updating your stock on your selling channels. So that way you have the full amount. You can sell the most as you can. We want to optimize that, of course, and then it's not manual anymore. So no, you don't have to go in there and update them constantly. Now, some of the current vendor connections that we have for our supplier feeds are listed here. I do want to make note that we can support any supplier that is utilizing an FTP in addition to these. And then also, if there's any supplier that you would like to have on this list that you use, please reach out to us. We are always looking to expand our vendor connections. And of course, we value your input. So please reach out to us and we're happy to make that happen for you guys. So now let's get into the demonstration. Let's get into, I always like to call it the goods. So give me 1 second. I'm going to go ahead and switch gears here. You can just take a look at me for a quick second. All right, we're back in. We're back in Finale Land. All right, so everybody here is probably super familiar with this screen. I'm not going to go over much here. So, but the first thing I want to do is we're going to be showing our transfers. So in the scenario that I've prepared for you guys today, I am a company that just opened up an East Coast warehouse. I have my West Coast warehouse. So I'm going to be kind of fulfilling that East Coast side of my warehouse or my locations. So just to kind of take a quick look here. So I'm going to go to my view stock screen. And this is my West Coast. So you can see beautiful stock levels, got all my stuff together. And then I'm going to go and show you, go ahead and utilize our East Coast. Obviously, we don't have anything here. So we're going to go ahead and let's move some stock. So I'm going to come here and we're going to go to stock transfers. And we're just actually, I'm going to kind of divide this here so we can kind of just look at those first three. Go to stock transfers. And we're going to go here. We have this new tab, transfer orders. And then we're just going to come here and create transfer order. So same kind of option that we have with your sales orders, POs. You can use this generated ID as a sequential number, or you can enter your own. Just going to use the generated ID here. I want to stop and pause and take just a look at this beautiful new screen. So I'm sure you guys noticed that this is very familiar, very intuitive to what you guys already use for your sales orders screens and PO screens. So a lot of the same action items and everything here. So let's kind of go through it. Now, order date, we have our origin, which all of my stock's coming right now from my West Coast. We have an estimated ship date, we'll say today. And then we have our destination. So we can come here and say we're going to do East Coast. When we expect to receive it by, we'll say 15, sure. All right, so I have my ship from address, I have my ship to, just like you would on an order. And then we also are able to utilize custom fields on this screen as well. So, we can have different drop-down menus, a date, all of those same things that we would have on a sales order screen. Now, we do have our products view again. So if you guys like utilizing this screen, we can utilize that as well. Or we can obviously type those products in. So same logic here, we can type in our SKU. So I'm just going to do that one and we'll do our jean. Now we're going to go ahead and order that. And we're going to order 200 of that. All right, so this one, once it's done, we're just going to go ahead and hit commit. So same logic as your other screens. We're saying that this is a transfer order that we want to go out. We're expecting this to go out. But I want to pause and kind of show you a few things. So we can print this transfer order. We have a few options here. We can email it. So if you wanted to email it to your East Coast so they know what's coming, have that kind of on file, they can. You can also pull a pull sheet here as well, just to kind of look and see what that would look like. So we would have kind of this kind of information. So again, very similar to like your sales orders and things that you print. This barcode will in the future utilize and help you with using the barcode scanner to pick these. So just kind of looking at that. And of course, as in all of our other documents, these are customizable as well. All right, so let's go ahead and look at our view stock to see what that commitment does to our view stock. So we have here, this is our West Coast. So this is what our West Coast warehouse is seeing. So we still have our quantity on hand. Now, the big thing I want you to notice here is we have what's on reservation. So we hold that stock so that way our remaining reflects that and we're not overselling. We're not over promising anybody. We have that on hold. Same logic as before. We could see exactly where everything's at, what's in our main, what's on our transfer, all that good stuff. Now let's take a look and see what the East Coast looks like and what the East Coast sees. So again, I'm going to kind of narrow that down for us here. So on our East Coast, our quantity on hand is obviously still 0, but we see our East Coast products that are on order. So this is what we're waiting for to come in, and we can see that there. Again, we can open this up. Let's go back to that transfer. And then we're just going to go ahead and say, hey, everything is on there. We're going to go ahead and just hit this blue button here, and we're going to ship this. So West Coast is shipping this out. We just say exactly where it's coming from. So it's coming from our West Coast to Spain. We'll have receiving on the East Coast send it or receive it. We can add the carrier tracking, all that good stuff. We're just going to go ahead and ship that order. Now let's go back to the view stock and see that movement. Now, I just want to make note. So if we go to the West Coast, that stock is now gone. It has left your warehouse. It's not accounted for anymore. It is now gone. If we go to the East Coast warehouse, what that looks like, let me narrow it down again, is we see these that are still on order, but we also see in transit the 100 and 200. So you have visibility of what is on the way and that it is on the way. So it's not just on order. So we have that ETA still here. We have all that information. So this is what we're expecting. All right, so let's go back and let's just say our East Coast received it, and they just need to come in here, hit receive that transfer order. Now, as you can see here, the status has changed. So we see that shipment status is fully received, status is completed, and we have that beautiful green check mark here. So now if we go back to our view stock on the East Coast, we see now we have our quantity on hand and we have our remaining active reservations. Now it is available to sell. All right, so that is our ease. That's what my daughter likes to say, the easy peasy lemon squeezy transfer order. So let's do one that's a little bit more complicated. And let's go ahead and create that now. So we're going to come here back to transfers, transfer orders, and create transfer order. Let's hit this next one. Now, same thing. We're going to say we're shipping this today. This is going to our East Coast. We'll do prime delivery. We'll do next day. All right. Same thing. So let's go here and let's just, I'm going to do the dress this time. And let's do 100. All right. We're going to change this to committed. Now, the difference that I want to show here is, let's say you don't have all 100 ready to ship. Let's just say we need to ship a partial. So instead of hitting this blue button, we could come here. We're going to select add new shipment. We're going to add that shipment here. We're going to come here and tell Finale exactly what we're sending. So we're going to send 75. We're going to hit save. We're going to ship that shipment. All right. So what I want to show you is how that looks. So if we're in East Coast here, we can see we have the 100 on order. That's what we're promised. But we do see that 75 as in transit. So we see that we could already have visibility that it's already going to be coming to us short. All right. So let's come here. We receive those 75. Perfect. We still need to add another shipment, so we can add a new shipment for that 25. So West Coast will come back in here and say, okay, we're ready to send the next. Finale will do its beautiful magic and automatically give you that second 25 for that next shipment. We'll hit ship. All right, that's been shipped. East Coast will then come into this order and receive this shipment. And that is now fully received. We would mark this complete and be done. And now if we look at our view stock, we have our full 100 promised. So that is our transfer orders. That is the workflow that we have. Again, we will have future capabilities that I'm really excited for, but I hope this was a good insight into what this looks like and how this will work for you guys. So I really hope that it's going to be a benefit for all of you out there. And yeah, so we'll go ahead and I will stop sharing my screen. Once again, you can look at me and we will start doing our Q&A. So again, just to kind of reiterate, you can go ahead and put it in the chat. And then I will start kind of going through the questions. So the scanner functionality, we are looking at end of February for it to be ready to be launched and used. Let's see. So we will have different picking processes, just kind of like the picking processes that we have on the sales order side for the transfer as well. Let's see. Uh, So can you put all the shipping information but not ship? So like putting in like that partial shipment kind of thing and not ship it? Yes, you can. Or if you mean that if it means creating a draft order, yes, you can create a draft order too and not commit it and have that kind of just in there. That way it doesn't hold the reservation. Yes, you can do that as well. So for QBO, let's see, stated that this is using consolidating with QuickBooks. What about other softwares? So currently right now, as far as consolidating transactions, QBO US version is the only one that we do that with at this time. And that's just based on customer demand. Let's see. So as far as the timeline for the transfers, that is available now. So if you go into your Finale account, you should be able to see transfer orders, just like you saw it on my screen. So that is available now to use. So the question was, can I enable classes and consolidated transactions within my existing QBO integration, or does it require a new connection? It does not require a new connection. It can be enabled with the existing connection you already have. So yes. So how frequently, I'm sorry, can consolidated transactions be consolidated? Daily, weekly, or monthly. So those are the three. Let me see if I missed any. I'm sorry, I'm going through a list. So will transfer order shipments to Amazon FBA be able to sync up with Amazon on the receiving side? So once Amazon receives it for that feature functionality, we will be able to automatically mark that received on that transfer side in Finale. I hope that answered your question. Can we sync Finale with Power BI? Yes, I would definitely contact Finale support, service at finaleinventory.com. And then let me see. I think. Hold on, I still see some questions coming in, so I'm giving some time. Will QuickBooks Canada be added soon? Okay. So that is on our roadmap. That is something that we want to do. I don't have any dates for that yet, unfortunately. But just kind of keep an eye out for any announcements for that. As of right now, we don't have any dates, but it is on our roadmap as something that we want to do. Let's see. So the Amazon Sellers Central, we're hoping to have it in Q1, along with the barcode scanner as well. All right. I don't see any other questions. I'll give everybody a few minutes to type that in. I know I'm not the fastest typer either, so. I think that's it. If there's anything that I missed or anything that maybe you think of as we get off this call today, please feel free to email us at service@finaleinventory.com. This is also being recorded today, so you will all get a copy of this webinar as well. Thank you again so much for your time. Let me check one more time and see if I have any questions. Order, but they do not use Finale. It's an option to send an acknowledgement. So the question is if there's an option to send an acknowledgement of the sales order that I manually placed. Yes, you can email that. You can print it on a PDF and scan it or fax or email it yourself. But yes, we do have that capability to email that acknowledgement. Can you add individual lot numbers for transfer products? Yes, you can add lots to those products as well. Absolutely. And all right. So I think that is going to be it. All right. Like I said, if you have any other questions, please feel free to reach out to service. We're happy. Our team is happy to go over these with you if you want some more in-depth answers or demonstrations. We're happy to do that for you. Again, you guys will get this recording as well. So thank you so much for joining today, and I hope you have a good rest of your week. Bye-bye.